Sup players and welcome to this video. I'm ZachTCG and today's video we're going to take a look at my updated Blackwing deck profile. So it has been a while since I last did a deck profile on the channel. It's actually quite a while since last time. And yeah, I thought it could be fun basically to do that. And I also do have some news, guys. I will be starting on Patreon. I've started my own Patreon basically, so that means that there will be some content that you can get early access to before it hits my YouTube channel. And yeah, I will be putting the link down below in the comments of this video, so you basically will be able to check out my Patreon for further information if you want to. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight on to this. So to begin with, we are playing the Simoon package, which basically is 3 copies of Simoon and 2 copies of Whirlwind. So yeah, Simoon is one of my favorite Blackwings. So obviously, I need to play him. But yeah, basically, guys, you know what Simoon does basically. I talked about it a lot, and then we have 3 copies of Sutri, basically the best, in my opinion, the best 1-card starter in the entire deck right now. And then we have 3 copies of Vada as well. Then we play 2 copies of Shamal and 1 copy of Black Feather Whirlwind that Shamal can place. So pretty standard. Basically, you could cut Shamal down to 1. The reason for why I play 2 is because that I play 2, or not 2. I do play a Bestial package basically. So that is the reason for why I play 2 copies of Shamal basically. And then for some of the one-offs, Blackwings, we're playing 1 copy of Zephyrus, 1 Shanga, 1 Hamaten, 1 Chinook, and last, the 1 Twin Shadow. So yeah, I actually did not talk about what I've mixed this with, but it's basically an RDA version of Blackwings as well. So we play the new Red Ring Archery and stuff in here as well. But yeah, that's everything for the Blackwings. Let's get into the other engines. So we play 1 Bestial Rebellion, the 1 Regained. I have had thoughts about maybe putting Regained out of the deck and putting in Branded Beast instead, but I felt like that Beast is just more like, it depends more on situations rather than just every matchup, basically, where I feel like that Regained can hit multiple decks at once. Especially if I play at bigger events, like if I play, for example, let's say I play against Malice, I feel like that Regained is a lot better right there. Again, depends on certain matchups. And yes, Branded Beast is good. When I tested the version for the first time, I played Branded Beast. And yeah, it was fine. No complaints there. It depends on your personal preferences, basically, what you like the most. I just feel like that Regain gives you more value, because if you start out with Regain plus Simoon and have Simoon, you can just play your Regained, and then it's Merry Christmas, because you will be getting an additional card. That potentially is some engine that you can search right there. For the rest of the Bestials, we play Magnamut, Baldric, and Drusworm, basically. So a small Bestial engine here. I also like to play Magnamut because it can search me any dragon, and yeah, we have some dragons that we play in the main deck now. And now, going into the last type of engine, we play 1 Darkness Resonator, the 1 Vision Resonator, double copies of Gaia, the Crimson Gaia, and then we play 2 copies of Powerwise Dragon. So yeah, this is the Red Ring Archery engine that we play. Nothing too big, basically. Powerwise Dragon is also 1-card combo in itself. The only downside I will say is that Red Ring Archery doesn't entirely give you access to your Blackwing combo. But yeah, you can still summon out some of your Blackwings if you want to, basically. Because Powerwise Dragon plus Darkness Resonator allows you to make something like Boreas Storm, basically. And then you have a Blackwing. I will maybe consider changing some things in this. Right now, this is just the version that I play right now. And lastly, we play a really cool tech card that we can search with your Crimson Blade Dragon, and that is 1 copy of Destiny Hero Plasma. I like the idea of this You can also search Lubellion, of course, and some people also have tried out searching Habakiri and Blackwings. But basically, I feel like that Habakiri, when Habakiri went to one, basically it was the time where Blackwing Mitsurugi was kind of dead in some sort of way. You can still play it, but it's just a little bit more bricky, in my opinion. So yeah, but yeah, that's everything for the main monsters and main engine. Let us get into the hand traps and non-engine that we play. We play 3 copies of Ash Blossom because it is one of the best engine cards in your entire deck right now. Then we play a little bit of an expensive card, and if and that is and that is 3 copies of Harmonia. The reason for why Harmonia is a free of in this build is because that we do play Malong, plus you can search him with Magnuma. And if you don't have the access to Harmonia, it is completely fine. Instead of Harmonia, you could play other hand traps. You could play Veiler, you could play Ghost Bell, you could play Ghost Mourner, you can play any of the basically Ghost Girls or even some other type of non-engine. You can also put it this away and put 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet in, or even if you have them, Forbidden Crown. But right now, I will say the best ones is definitely just Harmonia because it gives you access to get an additional monster. Plus, Harmonia plus Darkness Resonator allows you to make one of your level 10 monsters. So, yeah. Um, Scratch that. I forgot that Harmonia is a tuner. But yeah. 3 copies of Imperm. And that is just because that we do play, again, we are playing some more expensive cards here. Not as expensive as Harmonia, but yeah, we do have 3 copies of Dominus Spark as well in this version. Dominus Spark is basically just like um it is just a gift from heaven for Blackwings. I like the entire thing of them, and don't think too much about that. I have 2 secrets and 1 Starlight Row. It was one of my friends that had a third or had a 4th copy, and I asked him, "Are you willing to sell?" And he just sold me it for, yeah. It is a Starlight. It was more expensive, so yeah. And lastly, 3 copies of Impulse. So the more expensive cards in this non-engine are definitely Harmonia and Spark. Instead of Spark, you could play again any of the previous hand traps and non-engine that I talked about earlier. So yeah, if you don't have access to Spark or Harmonia, consider that Harmonia could be, let us say, Harmonia could potentially be 3 droplets, and Spark could be something like 3 Ghost Bell, basically. So yeah, that is something that you could take in consideration. Even play something like Nibiru could be something. You could also go the other way around and put, instead of 3 copies of Harmonia, you play 3 copies of Fuvalos, and instead of 2 of them, you play Double Troll, and then the last one will be 1 Small World, because that allows you to get access to your whole combo lines that way as well. So yeah, that is something that you could put in instead if you don't have access to Harmonia and Spark. But yeah, guys, that's everything for the main deck. Let's get into the extra deck. For the extra deck, guys, we play double copies of Blackwing the Soul Dragon. And then we play 1 copy of Blackwing Dragon as well. So that is basically my standard. I felt like that double copies of a Soul Dragon is better because you can basically give, it allows you to summon out both of them in the same turn if you want to. So yeah, because you can revive back Boreas Storm and easily have a level 4 monster on the field. So yeah. Then we play 1 copy of Blackwing Full Armor Master, which is basically my favorite Blackwing Synchro. Then we have 1 copy of Boreas Storm and 1 Nothing. Basically, Nothing allows you to get access to your Twin Shadow line. And last, for the last Blackwing related synchro, we are playing 1 Onomaru the Divine Thunder. The reason for why I play him is because that if I have Boreas Storm and Nothing in the graveyard / banishment, I can summon out him with Twin Shadow, and just to make him a big boy, basically. And that is a funny little tech that I'm doing. I don't know if I will keep him in here. I saw other lists that placed the original Armor Master. In my opinion, I feel like that the original Armor Master is just not a good card. I like the original Armor Master because I like it's because that is basically just what's it called, an anime nostalgic card. And yeah, other cards that you could play instead of Oromaru is Silverwind, because Silverwind allows you to pop two basically. But I just feel like that most of the time Silverwind will just miss the timing, because you need to make sure that Twin Shadow is chaining one in that chain for Silverwind to trigger basically. But yeah, that's everything for the Blackwing related cards and Blackwing synchros. Let's move on to the next pile of engine, and that is one copy of the Crimson King. Really easy to make in Blackwings. And yeah, the next one is one Crimson Blade Dragon. Then we have one Red Dragon Archfiend that we play because we need him to be able to just show our Darkness Resonator in the hand. And lastly, we're playing one copy of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So pretty standard. Basically, you only need these four cards in your extra deck of the Red Dragon Archfiend engine. And yeah, that is just it basically. And then we have four more synchros that are just random synchros that are just really good in here. The first one being Cool Tune back to back. Really great card to just either OTK your opponent or bring back tuners and just synchro. And then you can potentially synchro into something like Bestial Dispater or Despada, how you are told, or even Dispeter. Then we have Chaos Angel, which is also a really great card to go into by the back-to-back, because that means that you can make Chaos Angel on your opponent's turn. And lastly, one Malong because of Harmonia. But yeah, pretty basic extra deck and main deck, guys. I will be looking into changing it. And yeah, that's basically everything for this video. Remember, if you want to check out my Patreon, I will have the link down below in the description. And yeah, I'll just catch you next time. Peace.